What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. Today, my guest is wrestler and all-around martial artist, I would say, Matty Z.
What's up, guys? My name is Matty Z. I'm a professional wrestler, and I was a martial artist back in the day, and I transferred my skills over to pro wrestling to make what I am today, which is the product known as Matty Z.
So the other stuff came first. When did you... What was the first thing you got into, and what led to you, getting into wrestling?
Wow, that's a really good question, because the first thing I ever started was Taekwondo, which was back in, I want to say, early 2010s. I was, really young, grade 1. So my dad, I hated it. I hated it so badly. I wanted to leave every time. I'd be like, I don't want to do this no more, and my dad he would push me to do it. He's like, you got to know how to defend yourself and fight.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted me to know that stuff. And I guess I didn't see it at the time. So I hated it. I pushed back. Eventually, I learned to like it. I learned to be good at it. I learned a lot of discipline there. And I got my black belt. And after that, I guess I don't know why, I just lost it. But I got my belt and I stopped from there. Then COVID hit, and I was like, Jesus, man, I don't know what I'm going to do now. As a hobby. I thought I was just going to be at home the whole time, But one day we went go-karting with my cousin in Mississauga, actually around here. And my cousin's like, doesn't Santino have a school near here? And I'm like, I think so, I don't know. And he's like, why don't we go check it out? And I'm like, I mean, we kind of got to go home, but yeah, I guess if you want to.
Yeah.
So my dad drives us over there, and I'm like, this is the coolest place I've ever seen. Just guys hitting the bag over there. There's people in the ring. There's a workout area. There's the mats. I'm like, I need to do this right now. So, boom, started there. And I wanted to do pro wrestling. Anthony Santino was like, you're a little young. You're a little small right now. So I want you to do this, this, and that. And then we'll see maybe in a few years time how you're going to be. So I did everything he said. I did Muay Thai, I did Judo, I did Jiu-Jitsu, I did boxing as well. I did everything he said. And then when the time came, I was like, I think I should ask him. So I asked him, and he's like, yeah, you've done everything I've asked so far, so I'll let you into the program. And it started from there.
Does he doesn't have, as big of a role as he used to have at Battle Arts, right? So, I guess you came in at, a good time.
I did. It was 2019. It was right before COVID, actually. So right now, he's, TNA and everything, He's out doing a lot of stuff. So we haven't seen him at the gym in a while, but before that, yeah, he was there, every week, almost, doing the judo class, gigantic class with tons of people. And then, he was mostly, he had his hands in a lot back then, and that's how I got to meet him and know him and train under him for a bit. I got to know him well. But now, a bunch of the new guys, they don't really get to... I don't think they've ever met him, actually.
Yeah.
But that's how it was.
I definitely want to get my daughter into some sort of... I got into Muay Thai...
Oh, no way.
Just, at the beginning of COVID.
Oh, nice. Oh, so, right before it happened.
Yeah, and, it didn't really affect... the gym that I was going to, they honestly just put garbage bags over all the gym windows,
way.
and there was a group chat on WhatsApp, and they were just hey, we're it was all about cleaning. There was no actual words about working out or doing any of that shit. It was just you guys gonna go in and clean the gym today?
Oh wow.
I'll be there cleaning the gym from 10 to 6, So
that you guys actually trained,
and
or?
There was still a lot of it going on, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I definitely want to get her into it, at a young age. But I remember when I was young, dude, the first thing I did was Taekwondo as well. Oh, no. But, it wasn't super serious, I'll be real. Okay. I took maybe, 5-6 classes.
Oh, right.
And then, I was at, I don't know, an age where it just didn't go with me.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I was just an asshole kid, I think, at a certain point, because it would, 6 classes... basically don't know anything.
Yeah.
And I'm talking mad shit to everybody, bro. I'm just gonna fucking Bruce Lee their ass.
Oh, man. You should have to whip everyone's ass.
But yeah, so I didn't do it again until fucking, I don't know, whenever COVID started, whatever year that was. And I definitely feel like it's something. How long did it take you to start liking it?
Oh, man. I would say, probably a year.
Yeah?
Maybe a bit less or a bit more, but around the year's time. And I did it for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I enjoyed it more than I didn't.
And so what do you, like, train now? Last time I was at Battle Arts, you were doing Muay Thai, you know, on top of the wrestling. Are you doing any other shit now?
No, I'm honestly just sticking with the Muay Thai and wrestling. I always say, like, I want to jump into the amateur wrestling, you know, to, like, compete in tournaments and, like, you know, get that side of combat sport, like, up, because I'm a bit weak in that right now, like amateur wrestling and grappling. And you could always use that for pro wrestling, too. Like, I remember when I learned that there was so many, like, crazy takeovers and stuff that people just wouldn't do in, like, pro wrestling. But I lost a lot of that right now. So I've been wanting to jump back into it, but as of right now, it's just been, like, the Muay Thai and pro wrestling. So,
well, yeah, like, I feel like also with, like, your, for lack of a better term, gimmick, like, you're very strike heavy. Like, your moveset, like, it's, you know, it's, like, Tarek adjacent. Like, you're very strike heavy. And it kind of fits with, you know, everything with the Muay Thai and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does, pretty much, yeah. I don't do too many, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't do too many slams, actually. Because, you know, a lot of guys are going to be bigger than me and stuff. And to try and pick them up and, you know, be safe with it all the time. There's some slams I have that I know I can do with most people. But until I get, like, a lot bigger, which I've been working on, I'm trying to stick with the strikes, you know. Yeah. Break people down from my end without actually picking them up.
No, dude, you're definitely getting bigger from even when I first met you. And it's good to see because, like I'm a skinny dude, all right? And, like, I've been into wrestling for a long time. Yeah. And, like, I have a back injury, which is, like I fractured my back when I was 16 skateboarding. That's really why I don't actually wrestle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I would love to do it, you know?
Yeah,
and so that's why I just became a ref, you know? But, like, I feel like a big part of being a wrestler is that size. Like, it's weird. Yeah. I'm not going to call out names, but, like, I can think of a good handful of dudes that have been doing it for, like, a long time, and they've been the exact same size the whole time. Like, they're not even, it's not even like they're getting more toned or, like, chiseled or anything. They just been, like, they look the exact same, and it's like, I feel like that's, in indie wrestling, you know, that's a big missed mark.
That's also a very common thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. As long as I don't, like, look the same, because a lot of people have been telling me that, like, I've been looking bigger and stuff, so, you know.
Yeah, and you're so young, dude. It's such a good mindset. How old are you?
I just turned 20, like, 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's what's up, man. You have such a good mindset. I wish I found the shit I was into, like, before I did, like...
Yeah.
It's good that you found it at a young age, man.
Yeah, I wanted to wrestle when I was, like, 14, because that's when I started watching it.
Okay.
And then, as soon as I found out about Santino's, like I was telling you before, about the go-karting trip, I was like, I have to do this. I have to try it out. I must.
So you were 14. What caught your eye? Who was it? Was it a specific, like, promo, wrestler?
So, for me, in movies, I love action sequences. Like, I love them. I'll, like, replay them and watch them again to see how the dudes are dodging, how they're picking them up, when they're throwing them through walls and stuff. It's just so satisfying to me, like, how they flow so well. And, like, I compare wrestling to, like, a Marvel movie. Same, you have all these grand characters, all these twists and turns, these big cliffhangers and stuff like that. And the wrestling in the ring is pretty much the fight scenes you get in movies. So, like, that's what I really like about wrestling. You get to do things, like, if you're in UFC, you can't do any of this. Nothing. It's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining to watch, and, like, much respect to
for a different reason, right? Like,
oh yeah.
I think a lot of people that aren't into wrestling actually think, like, how could you like real stuff and then watch fucking wrestling? And it's like, you're watching both of them for different reasons.
For both completely different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch WWE to see a dude get knocked out. That's not what I'm gonna watch it for. But yeah, other than that, it's just I love, like, creating fight scenes. That's what I like to do in my matches. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and to go back on what you just said there, like, I don't even like watching wrestling and, like, thinking we're gonna get into wrestlers after, but, like, even thinking they could possibly get hurt, and someone who's, like, the worst at it, right? Like, every single match you're like, this guy's not making it out alive. Fucking Darby Allin, dude.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
You know? And like, I appreciate what he's trying to do and what he's going to do, you know? But, like...
It's a little over the top.
He's gonna be like Mick Foley, but like 20 years before. 20 years early.
He's pretty young now too, and he's
know?
doing all this insane stuff. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I try and keep it. I'm not trying to do any of those crazy things that like I see videos like just scrolling through reels of like dudes like getting dropped on their heads, picking up again, do it again, or like
just
glass and shit like that.
Yeah, like a lot of the time it's like hardcore stuff. Like I just don't want to actually think someone's going to get hurt in a match.
Yeah.
I like seeing the choreography, like you were saying about Marvel movie. I like that. Yeah. I've always defended wrestling in like against people who say it's fake with saying that it's like, well, it's athletic Shakespeare in my mind.
It is, yes.
If you've ever been to like a play or anything like any kind of stage production, sometimes they pretend they're driving a car.
Yeah.
And they're just holding like a thing in front of them. So you see it's a car and they're just walking slowly across the stage.
No effects. It's all it's all physical. It's
and like no one in the audience is like, that's fake. It's like this is you take it for what it is, you know? And
you're there to believe.
Yeah, and I honestly feel sad for people that can't get into pro wrestling. Like I feel like there's just a
it's a whole world like waiting there of entertainment and stuff, you know. But they can't get over the hedge of like, oh, it's fake. I don't want to look at it.
Really good right now. Like
it's great.
The product right now is like, it's almost the best it's ever been.
It is. It's good.
So
They've been breaking like all the records. They've been putting out good storylines.
Just mixing in promotions, doing work with other promotions. Like just cool things have been happening, man.
Who knows what's gonna be in like 5 years? So that's not even that far away, but it's gonna be good.
Are you an AEW guy?
No, actually.
You're not?
No, I haven't. Okay. I mean, I'll like watch the match if someone says it's like really good or something like that, but like I won't watch their weekly things.
Fair.
Because I saw I was watching Full Gear and the pre-show was like a 4-way, I think, and there was a bunch of luchadors and stuff, and they had a few botches where like they would stop and then they would like a deer in headlights and stuff like that, and it just took me right out of it. Because you know they do all those crazy things. If like even one little thing goes wrong, you know, it's kind of like, what do we do? Do we do it again? Do we do something else? Yeah. And it's hard because you have this whole crazy Hurricane Rana top rope springboard spot planned, and like if you mess that up, like it's very evident to the audience.
Yeah. So and I imagine like the longer the sequences are.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, even if you just mess up at the very beginning and it's a small thing, like, it's gotta fuck with, like, your psyche and your mind. Where, like...
You got more to do.
Yeah, and then, like, because you did a mess up at the beginning, it affects all the other fucking things.
Yeah, it's tough, man, but, like, those luchadors are really good. Aside from, like, sometimes, you know, the occasional botch and stuff, they are some of the most athletic dudes, like, ever. It's pretty crazy. But, yeah.
Did you ever see, the David Arquette documentary when he did that, when he came back as like a wrestler?
No.
And like Nick Gage like almost killed him?
Oh, wait a minute, is that the one where he was on the helicopter?
I don't even know.
No, is that like the one where Nick Gage got cut and he was like bleeding? He wanted to do the match still.
I don't know.
No? Or is it the one David Arquette? David Arquette is the actor?
He is the actor.
He is. Okay, so this is a different one, yeah. So he's the dude that got cut, right?
Yeah, so he had like a tube and he like jammed it into his neck. And he wasn't supposed to move, but obviously, like...
He moved, and it broke, or something like that.
Yeah, he, like, almost died.
Oh, my God, yeah. I remember seeing that.
He was doing some, like, luchador... I don't know how I feel about him. I know he catches a lot of heat, because back in the day, he won the WCW, like, championship, and he's not a wrestler, so I think a lot of, like, diehard fans hate him because of that.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed the documentary, and this came out like a bit ago. It's not really super topical right now. Yeah, it's worth it. He did some stuff with like luchador wrestlers that I thought was cool, where they would just like go out to like a intersection.
Okay.
And they would go to like the side that had the red light, and they would just perform like minute 30-second matches.
No way.
You know, like doing flips off like the posts and shit.
No way.
And I thought that was
the intersection. That's cool.
That'd be fucking dope. Just like stop at a light and just see some dudes wrestle. Like
that's cool. You don't see that every day.
No, man. The luchadors kind of like they train differently. They just are a different breed. You know. God.
Yeah, that's cool. When did you get into wrestling though?
Man, like, just watching it, I started watching it, like, very, very young. And, like, back in the day when, like, I had an uncle who would record all the pay-per-views on, like, sweet. VHS. And so, like, I saw, like, you know, all the big moments. I've seen, like, every single WrestleMania, like... Nice. And, yeah, man, I was watching, like, Barney and, like, Power Rangers and wrestling. You know, I was into it I had an aunt who was the one who got me into it. And, do
you remember how?
Like I just remember she was really into Hulk Hogan.
Oh, it wasn't everyone.
Like it was like that time. Everyone was. She would just watch it around me and just like talk to me about stuff and be like, this guy is this and blah blah. And
he's the dude.
And I remember liking Ultimate Warrior, and we had like it was I don't know it was
Crazy Fire, shaking the ropes.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you must have loved that.
Yeah. That's really when I got into it. Super young. I was into characters. I'm still really big into characters. I think those are like I don't know, just the most interesting. I just am not. You gotta have something. There was a time too. I felt like WWE was just like pretty boys, where like everybody looked like the Miz. And they all had like the same moves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like no one was doing anything like
anything crazy.
Do you have anybody that like influenced like your thing? Because I get a very, and I don't know if this was like too early for you, but like I get like it's such a weird like I get a very Steve Blackman-y vibe. Okay. You know, just because he was like anyone who really I guess does martial arts. You know, in the ring, but I can't really think of like I don't think it's been done like too many times, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like too many. Of course, the most successful one to do it, I think, was Mike Bailey.
Well, I actually, I want to talk about him after.
Yeah, we could talk about him after. But yeah, I remember like when I found out about him, just watching like all of his matches and all of his kicks. I'm like, I could tell this dude has done martial arts way beforehand.
Yeah.
And he knows how to do. And if he hasn't, he fooled me. He fooled me.
Yeah, there's no way though.
There's no way.
He has to have like a background.
His kicks are perfect. Like his hip extension is like so far out. Like it's crazy. Like you wouldn't be able to kick like that if you didn't know how to kick beforehand.
No.
Pro wrestling would never. They would never teach you that. But yeah, he's a big influence on me, and especially how I kick and stuff.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I could see that. Did you see the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight?
I did. I was watching it live.
So what do you think about that, dude?
I didn't like it at all.
Are you into boxing as well? Like, do you watch boxing?
Not at all. I'd rather watch UFC than boxing because, like, I don't know. I think the best match of that show was the women's fight, the Serrano versus the other girl.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
It was definitely better.
Oh my god. It felt like a real fight. They were going. And then she had that eye cut, and like every time she would keep getting hit there, and I couldn't watch. I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting. But like, I want to keep watching it, because like it felt really good. Like they felt like they wanted to win, both of them. Whereas the other fights, like honestly, it felt more one-sided than the other. I know people said the match before the women's fight was pretty good, but honestly, I didn't find it that entertaining. Maybe they were fighting pretty good, but for me, like as a viewer, I was like, the women's fight was it.
Yeah. I found it pretty boring, man. And I was like, I had a bet with a dude at my work, and it was like, all right, I was going for Tyson, he was going for Paul, and the loser has to wear like face makeup for a shift on Monday. Yeah, so I ended up wearing like, maybe I'll post the photo in the fucking video. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Who knows?
Maybe you won't.
But I had like rainbow makeup like on my eyes and like blush and shit.
That's crazy. And, wow, what a bet that was.
Yeah, well, I don't like betting money.
Yeah. Those are more fun.
I feel like it's such like I've never even like been to a casino, dude. Like sometimes I'll buy little scratchers.
Yeah.
Like once in a while, but like I'm not like a gambler.
I've never really done that either.
You know, and I just think having some sort of bet makes watching things.
It's more fun.
More just having something on the line makes watching that shit a little more fun. Yeah, I've done exciting. Like bets where like, all right, loser has to fucking wax their leg, just one.
It's like Impractical Jokers
and shit like that. Yeah, dude, same and like, oh my god, my buddy who lost that one, he's like hockey player, so you know, like dudes are gonna be seeing his legs often.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and
was it just one leg or like both legs?
No, just one. One's funnier. You know?
That is much more funny. That's funny.
But like, you think they're fixed, man?
Wow. So, I think the Paul and Tyson was, purely because it didn't look like Tyson, he was doing it for the money. I think so.
Yeah, and like go on.
Oh, sorry. He was walking away either a winner or loser. He's walking away with 20 million plus. So, and you see from his training videos, he could go pretty hard. Everyone's like, oh, he's like 50. He's like 50. I'm like, no, I think he could have gone if he really wanted to. But like, he just wasn't there.
You can see him in the fight, like at the beginning of some of his combos that you see when he's training for the fight, and he just like he holds back.
Yeah, the beginning was I think the best part. Like, it was holy shit, here he is. He's like Iron Mike again. But like if he wanted to, he could have ran him down with the combos. But like for people watching, and for people who bought the ticket, he wanted to give them a show.
The thing is, I've looked into trying to. Like, I've tried to find, like, a version of, like, their contract and that kind of stuff. And, like, I've been unable to. I don't know. Someone could probably find it, I'm sure.
Maybe one day it'll come up.
I haven't been able to find it. And, like, I keep hearing... So, it's, like, it's just, like, a bunch of speculation. Like, one of the things I heard was that, like, okay, so Tyson gets paid more the longer the fight goes on.
Oh, really?
And so there's actually, like, there's a real incentive for him to just, like, not really go for a knockout.
Defend.
You know?
That's probably why he's biting his glove. He's like, I really want to knock this motherfucker out right now. But, yeah. It was something.
I feel like the hype leading into these fights are always... Like, I have a joke about the thing now, but like... I feel like the hype leading up to these fights, before the fight, are, like, way more entertaining than the actual fights.
Yeah,
and they've been, like, every one of his fights, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they're not fun to watch, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I know I didn't pay anything, and I never have.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't gotten a dime from me, you know, and the last one was on Netflix. And also, this last one's on Netflix, and they're like, it's the most viewed, blah, 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 in the world. It's like, yeah, because, like, no one has to pay extra for it.
Pretty much
you know?
Everyone,
like, anyone can
their
watch
neighbors, everyone has Netflix. So,
exactly, dude. Like, I don't know if it's really... bragging rights. He just needs to... I don't think Jake Paul's even a bad boxer, dude. I really
think he's that bad.
But, like,
compared
he needs
to
to start fighting some real, legitimate, like fighters. Like, you're not going to be considered, like, a boxer if you're not fighting people that box, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's always, like, he's bringing dudes out of retirement and stuff like that, or it's, like, someone who hasn't boxed in forever. Or it's maybe someone who isn't that
It's like his whole plan is just everything he does, he just wants people to hate him.
Yeah, you know, maybe he's a real life heel. Maybe he's getting all this attention on purpose. Maybe that's what he wants.
Yo, and
he's making a ton of money doing
that. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, yeah. There's something to be said. Like, I don't know if I necessarily like him, but I respect him. I respect, you know, his brother. I respect, like, being able to just, like, talk shit to a camera, post it online, and then, like, months later, you're fighting Mayweather. You know? Like, you know? Who can't? But do you deserve that? I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
Logan Paul's really crushing the WWE stuff, though.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. I don't know where he's been since SummerSlam, but he has been good. Like, ever since his first match, everyone was like, he's the best celebrity or YouTube influencer turned wrestler.
Oh, like, easily, dude. Yeah. Easily. But I don't even really, like... I gave him a chance, man. I'm not just hating him because he was like, you know, a spoiled brat or whatever. Like, whatever, dude. This is its own thing, and he's doing this thing really well.
He is. The springboard moment at the Royal Rumble, his match with Roman Reigns. Yeah, you could tell he really wants to learn and he wants to get better. But yeah, we'll see what his next match might be, and if he does one, actually. But,
so what do you do, like, outside? You probably don't have... Do you have a 9-to-5 job? What's your 9-to-5 job? Yeah,
so I work at Von Mills. I work at the Lego store.
Oh, shit, dude. Cool. Shit. That's kind of dope.
That's another one of my hobbies that I don't really tell too many people because everyone's like, oh, it's just like
Von Mills. Isn't, like, the Lego land there?
It's a huge, huge thing.
I think I was there before.
You've been there before, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. Yeah. But yeah, I've been into, like, collecting, like, Lego and stuff. Like, display. Have some on my shelf.
Yeah? Like, what are, like, some of, like, your biggest...
I have the Lego Death Star.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's cool. I got that for my 16th birthday. What else I got? I got a lot of big Star Wars ships. I don't know what to do with them, though. So I might sell them. But, yeah.
They take up a lot of space, dude.
They do. You know? Oh, my God. I'm running out of space. Like, every single... I have a whole thing dedicated to it. It's crammed. Like, neatly, but it's crammed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't just want to have everything break.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, I don't really tell too many people that I'm into that stuff because like, oh, it's like it says 9+ on the box for kids, but no.
Oh, whatever,
actually,
bro.
Now,
Nowadays, I think like Lego's come a long way. Some of the sets,
they're
like,
going for adults, like
they're
heavy
real.
now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like half of the waves they release every month are adults and half are kids. They might even push more towards adults than to the kids because they're selling more for adults.
Yeah, I feel those expensive sets, like, bro, like I want that Home Alone one.
I want that too.
There's
yeah,
some like there's a Hogwarts castle. Like
yeah.
I would never buy my kid a $500 fucking Hogwarts fucking castle Lego set. Like that's just for me. And you're not touching it. Like
no, that's staying in a case. So you're never gonna touch that, man.
Nah, they've come a long way though, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
So like, what other things are you into on like your spare time when you're not wrestling or working?
When I'm not wrestling, I'm not
play
working.
Video games?
Yeah, actually, I haven't been recently because there hasn't been too much like coming out. But stuff I'm really into is like story-driven games. Okay. I guess that's like my pro wrestling coming into games. I love games like God of War.
Okay.
Horizon. Have you ever played those? Or you know what I'm talking about?
Not Horizon. No. When I think of I don't know. For some reason, when I hear Horizon, it makes me think of racing.
Oh, okay.
It's probably not
yeah.
what you're thinking.
No, it's not.
Of.
So it's another story-driven game. I like the WWE games. I haven't been buying them recently, but the recent one I got, I think, was 2 years ago, maybe 22. Was it? I don't know.
I don't even know, dude. I'm so behind with the games. Like when my daughter was born, I played like the first few months, dude. She just slept. She would just sleep.
Yeah.
No matter what, she'd just be on me, and I could play a lot of video games because she would just sleep on me, and it was sick. And then there just came like there's like games that I got like that I was so hyped for that I've like just played for like half hour.
Oh damn.
So like video games aren't really like I'm hoping to get back into it.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, if more stuff comes out.
But I agree, dude. I feel like there isn't a lot of good shit. I don't play online.
No,
I'm not really a big online guy. Generally like single player, like story kind of games or like more old school kind of platforms. And there's just not a lot of shit that's appealing to me.
No, online. I'd play like when I was like a few years ago and like younger too. Like when I was a kid, like with my friends and stuff. But I haven't been in too much like shooting games or like Call of Duty. I've actually never played one. So online really is like not much use now, especially because everyone's busier now. Maybe occasionally I'll hop on with like some people, but then I gotta buy the what's it called, the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, if you're not playing that shit all the time too, like you're not gonna. Like I suck at all that shit. That's why I generally like there's certain games I'll play. Like I'll do like a wrestling game online or like Mortal Kombat or one of those kind of games. But like, I don't know.
They're more fun too.
Not big on first-person shooters, to be honest. There's a couple I like.
But... Do
you want to get into fucking top 5 now, dude?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to start with that?
Yeah, let's do top 5s.
All right. What do you want to start? Let's start with superheroes.
Sure. Okay. Let's see. Number 5. I'm gonna have to put Vision at number 5.
Vision.
I know.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting, but I love Paul Bettany. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah. The actor who does Jarvis and does Vision now. I love his like character and how he put it together. It's very cool, like calm and collective, but he's also insanely dangerous if he wants to be. But he never lets the anger show, really. So like his there's like the clip of him talking with Ultron, the last remaining Ultron bot, if you know what I'm talking about. At the end of the movie, and it's just so like philosophical and like perfect. Like AI versus like good AI, and they're having like a conversation beside like the sunset. I'm like, this dude is like could have just destroyed it. It's the end of the remaining threat of the big movie. But no, he's trying to understand and like feel why it's doing this to like the harm to the humans and everything. So I'm like, this guy is like cool. But like
there's a new show coming out with him too, no?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be called like Vision Quest or something.
That's it.
It's with the clone of Vision because he just disappeared after the WandaVision show. But yeah, we'll see how his character goes in the future projects. Number 4, let's see here. I'm gonna have to put Spider-Man at number 4. He should be higher, but like, I do have some better ones. I think it was No Way Home that really, and I know it's pretty recent, but he made the list. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on my list because of No Way Home. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Honestly, that was like. I feel like Marvel's in kind of like a lull right now.
It's in a lull. I think it'll get back up in the next few
but
years.
that was like one of the best ones in recent times.
It was good. Everyone's like, it was just a bad movie for nostalgia and stuff, but like, for me, in the moment watching it, I was there opening night. I was like, that's one of the best experiences.
It was so good. And I think they did an extremely good job telling a bunch of different stories
all in
one movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
I find, like, I generally would say I prefer, like, I read comics and stuff like that too, and even like with that kind of stuff, like, I generally don't read a lot of like team ups. Like, I like Spider-Man when he's fucking in New York, fucking,
solo,
you know, getting bullied and fighting, you know, Venom and shit. Like, I'm not, like, I like all the Avengers stuff, don't get me wrong, like, I do enjoy it, but I prefer the other stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the times when they cram a lot of these characters into it, I think Civil War, I'll use that as an example, because, like, there was, like, a story being told in this movie, but, like, all anyone ever talked about was, when this guy popped up, or when this guy popped up, and it's Spider-Man. Like, there's cool moments, but, like, overall, like, I feel like, because there's so many different gears in the one machine, it's hard to really tell a cohesive story. But with No Way Home, they had all these fucking characters, and it made sense. They made it make sense. Everyone had their like
their little arcs,
and yeah, dude, that's what, like, was arguably one of the best Marvel movies, like, ever. I would say.
I think so too, honestly. Yeah, that's where Spider-Man sits because of that movie. Number 3, I'm gonna put Wolverine, purely and solely because of Hugh Jackman. That guy, like, I remember as a kid, I'd watch the X-Men movies. I would have no idea what's going on, but I would just watch them to see, like, Wolverine and him just, like, slashing people and, like, all these machines and stuff. And I'm like, this dude is, like, the man. And then he came back for Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm like, this is, like, the most, like, the coolest thing ever.
And that's how it starts. And that's wicked that, like, it doesn't even matter how you got into it. Like, even as a kid, that's how you got into Wolverine. And now... And you still love him, but maybe you love him for more. Yeah. You know, you found more depth.
I did, yeah. When they announced he was coming back, and I saw, like, all the leaked set photos of Deadpool and Wolverine fighting beside, like, the 20th Century logo, I'm like, holy shit, they're actually putting him in the yellow suit.
Sick movie too.
Oh, dude. My god, yeah, it was good.
Great.
I also went on opening night for that. But yeah, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, number 3, and number 2, I'm putting Iron Man. Iron Man. And that's because of Robert Downey Jr. What
do you think of him coming back as Doom, though?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. I remember when I think it was at SDCC, when they had all the Dooms line up, and then the dude walked forward, and I was just like, it popped up on my feed like 2 minutes after it happened. And then he pulled off the hood. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, come on. Like, they just brought him back for this role, and I knew exactly where the story was going right from the get-go.
I think it's some trickery, though. I don't think he's, like, the legit... I don't know.
That's what they said,
We'll see what they're going to do.
He might not be Victor Von Doom, the official, but, like, why make him already a big threat just to bring him back again as the other Doctor Doom? Oh, this is not the real one. And then, oh, shit, it's Robert Downey Jr. They're definitely going to do a part where Spider-Man, Tom Holland, like, breaks his mask off. And it's like, Mr. Stark, is that you? And he's just going to, like, bop him or something like that.
Yeah.
I know they're going to do a scene like that, and everyone's going to be, like,
they'll pull on the heartstrings somehow. Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't really click with me that well. Right now. Maybe it'll grow on me, like most Marvel things have. But number 1, I will put Batman.
Yay.
Batman is the superhero.
Yeah.
I think.
Agreed.
I know from the top 4 of, like, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, like, Iron Man, I have to put Batman at, like, number 1. Because, like, the Batman movie that came out, that really sparked my interest into Batman a lot more.
The Robert Pattinson one?
Yeah. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that movie?
It's weird because I really love, like, Batman's my guy. He's my number 1 too. I'll get into that after quick, but the thing is with their I really love the world that's been created.
Yeah,
and, like, the Penguin show is decent, and I just. Oh, dude, and the second part, too, like, as, like, a guy, like, my favorite Batman storyline is, like, the Court of Owls shit.
Oh, shit, yeah,
like that, coming. Like Volume 2, fucking New 52 shit. That is really cool that they're finally going to explore that in, like, a live action. So I'm super excited.
That's going to be good.
I loved Riddler. I love all, like pretty much everything. But like I have an issue with like Pattinson needs to do
Yeah.
Like the movies are good, but like he's not my favorite Batman.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, of course. He's a lot different from the other ones, and like a lot of people didn't like that, but like a lot of people also did like that. But like from the second movie, even the director's like he's gonna have a bit of a change as Batman now, because like he's got to be more in his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bigger. He needs to be better at martial arts.
Yeah.
He needs to. I feel like there's a lot of room to grow with him, and I like that because they started early on, right? So
yeah. Hopefully it'll get like better. He's only, I think, in year 2 by the movie they did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was losing some fights with like the Riddler goons, and like he didn't know how to
work himself. It makes sense.
It's probably not what everyone wants to see on the first movie, but when 2 and 3 comes out, then it'll be that'll be like the shits when that comes out. But yeah, those are my top 5 superheroes.
I dig it, dude.
Yeah.
I dig it. So I gotta say, Batman's my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then number 2, I gotta put all of Ninja Turtles, like the whole,
sweet,
all 4 of them. It's kind of a cop out, but
from the old TV shows.
I mean, that's like the 90s stuff is what like got me into it, and I still prefer those like 90s movies.
Is it the one where they have like the giant masks?
Oh yeah, and they're just giant puppets,
yeah.
essentially. Just thick ass fucking puppets doing martial arts spin kicks and shit. But it was fun, dude, and like I don't even mind. Like we're in such a time now where like everything is so like movies are so heavily CGI.
Yeah.
That like I almost like. I don't know if you're into
practical.
Beetlejuice, but the one that just came out, the second one.
It was practical effects, right?
I love all of that shit.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
good.
like it doesn't look like a real brain, but it doesn't need to look like a real brain.
It fits the character, it fits the movie, and it fits...
Yeah, and it's fun, you know? And like still, I think they re-released the Ninja Turtle movies.
Oh, did they?
Well, like, maybe not re-released.
What do you mean re-released? Like, did they add like CGI?
Sorry, they rebooted... When they rebooted it.
Yes, I've seen those.
And then fucking Stephen Amell was like Casey Jones.
Yeah,
like those ones.
Yeah. I've seen I think the second one.
The first one was good. Second one, I didn't really like.
It's the one with Krang, right?
And I just, Yeah,
okay, that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, they kind of missed the mark there, but
okay, that's probably why they didn't make
hopefully this new animated thing, they're going to have like a revival.
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of positive reactions to the animated movie. And I think there's a new show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the same
Yeah, same kind of deal. What about your number 3?
Red Hood.
Nice. Good.
Arsenal.
Nice.
And then Spider-Man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Why Arsenal? I don't really know too much about him.
Arsenal's just more. I like the appeal for Arsenal is the same for Red Hood. Like they're both. They both used to be sidekicks, and now they like leave, and they really got like a chip on their shoulder. Mm-hmm. And they're willing to go like just a little bit further than you like know
Batman or Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Do they kill? Does Arsenal kill? I know Red Hood does.
Not necessarily kill, but like he will
messes him up.
Yeah, and he's a little more techie too. Like he's into like technology a little more than Green Arrow.
That's interesting.
And that's basically why.
That's sweet.
Comedians. Are you super into comedy? I don't know if we've ever talked about comedy.
Yeah, not too much, but like if I ever see like a clip come up on my feed, I'll watch it. Mm-hmm. And they're pretty good sometimes. But if I were to give you like a top 5, I don't watch it too much. This is based off of what I've seen and like movies that they've been in. Like that. I'd just say I'd put Kevin Hart at number 5.
All right.
I just think sometimes he's a little too over exaggerated. And stuff like that, but he can be funny in those times. But then sometimes it's just like, okay, knock it off. Like next thing,
100%.
If you know what I mean.
Especially in his movies.
Yeah, in his movies, yeah. Some of them I don't mind, but like some of them, a bit iffy on him. I think on number 4 I'll put Bill Burr.
Nice.
I know he's probably a lot of people's top guy, but I didn't know who he was actually until he was cast in a Star Wars show. And then I read about him, and then I realized, like, what he said about Star Wars. Like, he was like, oh, I don't like this stuff. It's all weird and stuff. And, like, he was hating on it. And I was like, oh, who are you? And then he did the part in the show, and I'm like, he didn't really hate it, but he didn't understand it. And when he did the part after that, I think everything like settled down and he like liked the part. Everyone liked him, so like everybody was happy with his part and stuff. So yeah, I started watching a little bit of him after, and I'm like, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Let's see, number 3, I'll put Robin Williams. He's much of a comedian.
Yeah, absolutely. Good, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen him in more movies than I have actually seen him in comedy, and a lot of his parts in the movies are like comedy roles, pretty much. Like Miss Doubtfire. Yeah, great movie.
There's a lot of like actually comedians who were big like quite a bit ago that are just like actors now that no one would like.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh, I didn't know Michael Keaton was much of one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, like a lot of these dudes did Jim Carrey, like they did fucking stand up before, and then they just, I guess that's where they were making their money. So,
Yeah. Let's see. Number 2, I'll put Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
I just love his accent with the jokes he does. I think it's a perfect blend. So anytime I see him pop up on my feed, I'll watch like the full video instead of like sometimes I just like I'm like, oh, this is too funny, and then I just leave it. So yeah, Ricky Gervais, I always stick around to watch his stuff if it ever pops up. But yeah,
it's funny. Just a little note about him is that I didn't really start liking him until the very last time he was hosting.
Was it the Oscars?
Award. Yes, I believe it was one of those.
I watched that whole thing. Yeah.
That whole thing really was like, wait, maybe I do.
Yeah,
I gotta look into this guy. Because I'm liking what he's throwing down right now.
Yeah, I know. I liked it too.
And then he had a show called Afterlife, which fucking crushed. It was like, it's not a full-on comedy. Like, it's about a guy who's dealing with his life after his wife died. Of like, I'm pretty sure she died of like some terminal illness. I want to say cancer, but I'm, don't quote me. But it was super good. Like, it pulled on the heartstrings. It made you laugh. Nice. It was like the darkest fucking... It was like, it's perfectly him. He writes it, he stars in it.
Yeah, he's
if you haven't seen it, dude, fucking
What's it called?
Afterlife.
It's
on Netflix, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It's 3 seasons. It's over now, but it's worth it.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'll check that out. But yeah, I think at number 1, I'll have to put like the dude you mentioned before, and not just any dude. Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big one. Facial expressions. I'm like, I don't know how he does this stuff. Like even in like the Grinch, like most of that, like his mouth going up, was just him, along with like a little extra wrinkles. I'm like, I don't know how he does this.
Wild stuff, dude.
And I see like backstage like interviews and stuff where like, I think he was it was like for promoting the movie, and she's like, can you tap into your little Grinch face here? And he put his head down, his eyes up, his nose went like up, and it was the creepiest thing, but like coolest thing I've ever seen. And he's hilarious too.
He's a funny fucking dude. And he's also like a smart guy outside of the work he does. Like, it's always nice to like someone who's like a good person and
he's
smart
a great person,
and like respectable too.
Yeah, and he's Canadian too. I
didn't know Canadian. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's good. Do you have top 5s?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, of course, you're a big comedy guy. So.
I am just okay. So, Joe Rogan is my number 1, but there's a lot of shit that he's been putting out that I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of just lately. Like I know that he's always had opinions, but I felt like he's especially this is related to his podcast. His stand-up is kind of a different thing. Great writer, great stage presence, can read the audience very well. Like he's just top tier comedian, but like it's like his podcast and stuff that's really kind of turning me off. Like him just out of all the things, I'll be real, like the biggest thing that like jerked me like maybe like a few weeks ago is when he had Elon Musk on. The last time he had Elon Musk on.
Oh, I didn't know.
And and like Elon Musk is very, I don't know if you know a lot about what's going on with like Israel and Palestine and things like that, but I'm very like pro-Palestine. And
of course.
Elon Musk had like a fucking a shirt on that said Occupy.
Okay.
It was just like kind of like it was like a pro-Israel fucking thing, and I like I've always considered Joe Rogan like a guy who was in the middle. But it seems like he's really leaning more towards one side where he'll have Donald Trump on his podcast and not ask a single half-decent question.
Yeah, it's always random stuff they talk about.
it just doesn't. He's changed a lot, and I don't know. His last special came out probably last year, and so we'll see if his comedy is affected by like just how he's living now. Because I don't know, it might change. Anyways, Joe Rogan number 1, Dave Chappelle number 2.
Oh, very nice.
A Canadian guy, Mark Forward, is my number 3. Then I'm going George Carlin and Bill Burr. My top 5.
All right, sick.
Yeah.
Sweet list.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also do like Kevin Hart. I've seen him before, but like he's kind of going. He's just. I don't know. He's just him now.
He's just.
Feels
plays
like
himself in the movie.
On a certain level, like he's just not trying.
Yeah.
You know, because he's got everything he ever wanted.
Oh,
all right, let's do wrestlers. I can start off with this one.
Go ahead.
I'll go through mine quick. And I'm just doing current wrestlers because I feel like this, for me, like I can name my dudes, my OGs that are like all Stone Cold, The Rock, Mick Foley. I could do the 5 of that, but I just feel like I want to do my current. So MJF's my number 1.
Nice.
I feel like, I mean, for me, there's nothing, he's never boring. Whether he's wrestling or talking or he just hits everything.
He's got some talent, man.
Randy Orton. Basically the same reason. MJF is just a future Randy Orton.
Yeah.
In my mind, you know, like, and years ago, or even like 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, I would have said Randy Orton would be my number 1 for current.
MJF bumped up the spot.
Yeah. I don't watch. Admittedly, I don't watch as much WWE, and I don't watch a lot of like AEW. I mostly just like check out the pay-per-views. I feel like at one point I was watching every AEW product, and then they had like 4 shows, and I was like, bro, I don't have the time to watch all this shit. I just don't have the time.
I did too.
You know, and sometimes in like WWE, like people will tell me certain matches to watch, because I feel like most of their like. It's just an unreasonable amount of time dedicated to non-wrestling with WWE. So Orton. Ricochet is my number 3.
Nice.
Darby Allin and Will Ospreay. Like I consider all these guys like always entertaining.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that's the kind of yeah.
Yeah, sweet. All right, for my 5, I think at 5 I'll go AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Not much for so much as currently, but like more for like TNA stuff, because like I always go back and watch his matches with like Kurt Angle and stuff like that, and like old TNA days. I'm like, I love his athletic ability. For like a dude like him, it just, for me, it's stuff I could study and like try and do myself, because like he's not a lucha guy, but he's like athletic to like the max.
He does that shit.
Yeah,
though. Like
he does, but he's not a lucha, and he does all these crazy cool things. Great psychological wrestler too. He knows his shit, of course. He's AJ Styles, but yeah, I have to put him at number 5, because at number 4 I'll put Rock. Rock, I love his heel gimmicks, like all of them. The Final Boss, I love the Final Boss. Yeah. I love Hollywood Rock too. But yeah, I like even more so his character than his in-ring work. You know what I mean? He's like, it's so over the top. His promos always pop up on my feed and stuff like that. And even his in-ring work is good too. The rock bottom is like just such a grand move. When he hits it, like everyone goes nuts. Punches are always sick too.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly for character stuff, I love The Rock, and his ability to speak freely is just perfect. At number 3, I'll put Undertaker.
Yeah.
Perfect blend of like one of the best characters ever and one of the best wrestlers ever put all to one guy. Because like the Dead Man character is just it's unmatched. I don't know if anything could be ever be like that again. Because like when you'd walk down the ramp and the like my mom would sometimes come in. She doesn't watch wrestling too much, but like she'll stop and watch. Because like this dude is like he's like otherworldly.
He's captivating. He's different.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
And his wrestling in the ring is perfect.
Good,
all the moves, the tombstone, the choke slam, the last ride, it's perfect. It's unmatched.
And I would say too, from the time where these like pre-recorded kind of, I don't know, movie matches. What are they? Cinematic matches?
Oh, the cinematic matches, yeah.
Like by far, I think my favorite one was the fucking Graveyard
Boneyard?
one with him and fucking AJ Styles.
Yeah, that was really. I think that was one of the first ones. pretty much, that they started doing during COVID.
Well, they now,
I know
and
they've
he
done it
wrestled
back in the
after
day.
that, didn't he?
Who,
Like Undertaker,
Undertaker?
did he come back and wrestle after that?
No.
Okay.
No, that was it.
Yeah, that's because that, like, if he did, it would have, like, what a perfect send-off that was.
Yes,
the way
I
they
know.
filmed it, and, like, him on the bike, and I think it was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a good way to end it off. But yeah, number 2, I think he was also on your list, is Orton. And I've been appreciating him more in, like, the recent years, and, like, the leader role he's taken upon now, and, like, watching his wrestling now, and how good he is with his strikes, how he just sits there, hits them, and he watches, like a snake. Literally like a snake. Like, he's taken that logo, or that gimmick, I don't know who gave it to him, or if he came up with it himself, and he transferred that into the ring, like, so perfectly. And he's also just, he's so fun to watch, like the RKO, who doesn't like it?
Yeah, and
Who
the
doesn't
amount
like
of,
to
like, sick counters that he's done.
Oh my god. And
insane, dude.
And the one with, I think it was recently on NXT, the botch, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
With Javon Evans.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, okay, so I think he wrestled an NXT event. He was in the main with, I think it was first time in NXT in probably a while, or maybe first time. And Javon Evans, very spring, jumpy guy. So he jumps to the top, looks back, and he does a double spin, going for, like, I think it was a crossbody or his own cutter. But the spin over-rotated, so he started moving to the side, and Orton missed the RKO. But if he hit that RKO, that would have been the top 3 KOs. A double spin RKO, oh my god, it would have been, like, perfect. I really hope they revisit it and do it one day. But yeah, at number 1, this might shock you. It shocks a lot of people. It's Sting. Sting is my all-time guy.
Okay.
No
hate, man. It's all love, you know?
His gimmick is my favorite, like, ever. Just how he sits up there in the rafters, and looks down at the NWO. And he comes down from the rafters, fights them all off. He has the fake ones, too. I'm like, this is just the coolest guy.
Yeah.
And his face paint is cool, too. The hair, the crow, the baseball bat, leather jacket. And his wrestling in the ring is pretty good, too. I'm not that much of a fan of Surfer Sting. I know a lot of people like that one better.
No, I don't.
He was a lot more, like, wrestling-y when he was Surfer Sting, like, in the ring. He'd do a lot more. But with the gimmick like that, like the crow Sting, you don't really have to. Like, boom, takes a bump, boom, he gets up. All he's got to do is beat his chest, and everyone goes nuts.
Yeah.
Like, that was only when I started watching AEW. I'm like, the only way I'm going to watch AEW, this is before he, like, even was speculating going there. I'm like, is if Sting comes back, because he's my favorite, and I think he's done forever. And then he came back, and I was like, I got to watch it.
He had a great like
great
pre-AEW. Yeah, like there was a time where Sting was the shit, dude.
Yeah.
And like there's something to be said about a character that can convey so much without actually saying
doing
a lot.
So much. Yeah, doing
you know
so
what
much.
I
He doesn't
mean?
speak too much either, but like he conveys it with his in-ring work. It's just perfect, and his character.
All right, I take that, dude.
Yeah.
I take
Sweet.
that. All right, dream matches.
All right.
Now, when I asked this, I don't know what you thought of, but I was thinking just like people you want to wrestle.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So I can. I did my list. People who I would love to see you wrestle. That's how I did mine.
Oh, okay, sweet.
You could do it, however, if you already have a list of whatever matches, you could do that. But
right.
So all my matches are you versus whoever.
Okay.
So number 1, Ricochet. I just think he's that kind of guy where you have similar styles, and like I feel like he's really good at like just like elevating people. Yeah. And I think that match would be really entertaining.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
Number 2, Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Like no brainer. You guys like. I feel like that would be just, and I feel like that's like one of the ones that could probably be like obtained earlier because you're going, bro. You're the train's moving. You know what I mean? It's going. Yeah. So like
it was gonna happen last year in the summer. Anthony was telling me, but he couldn't get him.
It'll happen,
schedule
bro.
Was there,
It'll happen, and I'll fucking be there, dude.
Yeah, sweet. You'll be reffing.
Brian, that'd be dope. Brian Danielson.
Oh, nice.
Who knows if he's technically still wrestling? But like.
He's the best.
I imagine he'll come back at some point and do something. Like I don't think he's fully done, but
no, he'll come back for like the one-off matches if the storyline is there.
Then 4, I got Logan Paul.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was really. I feel like
sweet.
Yeah, I feel like that match would be fucking good, dude. You guys would feed off of each other. I feel like.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he's good.
And then this is like one that possibly has already happened. I'm not sure. but I'd love to see you against Fuerza.
It has happened.
It has happened?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It happened at the Barrie. It was on Canada Day at their fair show in downtown
A fucking
Barrie.
fair show?
Yeah,
That's what they had
I
it
know,
at?
yeah.
God damn.
It's all right though. I mean, like there was tons of people there.
Yeah.
It was outside and like the beside like the street and like everyone gathered around to watch. And,
Yeah.
It was a really cool moment for me. That's really when I started wrestling like every weekend until like say around now, because like Christmas is slowing down a bit. But that match was good. I just maybe one day it'll happen at like a bigger show.
Is that recorded?
It is, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it's recorded. Yeah. Hopefully I get like nice solid 15 minutes with him, and at like a proper like build up show, because that was just nobody knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So we just went out there, had a match, and boom, that was it. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty dope though. That's pretty dope.
So.
All right.
5 that I would want to wrestle. I think a lot of them would be similar. I'd have to put let's see. Mike Bailey, I know he's on your list already, but like I really want to wrestle him too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I looked up to him.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like that's a little bit more of a possibility than other ones, like maybe say like Ricochet and stuff like that.
Well, just further down the line, bro.
Yeah.
Further down the line, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why couldn't it?
Yeah, why not? Let's see who else. I would wrestle Will Ospreay. I would wrestle him. That's one, because he's just. I love his moves. I would always watch like videos, like, of like top 50 Will Ospreay moves, and they were like 10-minute compilations of him hitting like all of his moves, and like
stiff as fuck.
Oh
dude.
shit, yeah.
He seems like he's so like when I watch him, I'm like, there's no way that.
That doesn't hurt. But yeah, I love him. Love his moves. Love his vibe, I guess, in the ring. I think it would mesh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, another one would be Kenta.
Okay.
Kenta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say other than I would want to wrestle that dude, man.
Are you a big New Japan dude?
Not much, no. But like I like him and I like his stuff. So
yeah, I do
think
too.
That would be really cool. Another one, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. He was on my list, so I got him. All those moves he has, I have like counters to them already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if whatever happens, man, I'll be ready. Because they're so fun and cool to do. But at number 1, probably I'll have Seth Rollins.
Rollins. Yeah. All right.
He's the dude and making everyone else like. Now I feel like he's reached that point where he like makes a lot of other people like look good.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need too much anymore. But if I were to wrestle him, yeah, I think it would be pretty sick. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch all those, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely hunt down that fucking. Is it on YouTube? The Fuerza fight?
Which one? No, I don't think it is. I have a post about it, just a little compilation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that Jackson fucking.
Yeah, Jackson also
fight him recently. It was just a clip thing on Instagram. I think I saw as well, but that looked good.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish with like songs on repeat.
Oh shit.
I don't know. This was just like an off one. I was just I had gotten into like a lot of new music lately.
That's
just
cool.
like newer artists and shit like that, and so there's a little bit of an age gap between us. I was just curious what you got going on.
What I got going on? Yeah, sure. It's all gonna be from the same band.
Okay.
So, yeah, and so number 5. I don't know if you know any of these songs. I feel like it's around the time maybe when you were a teenager, a little bit older, that you'd be listening to these guys. Number 5 would be Hey Now. I won't say who it is yet. So number 4 would be let's see, Underneath the Sky. Number 3 would be Roll With It. Number 2 would be Cast No Shadow, and number 1, I have to put my favorite song ever. It's Wonderwall.
Okay,
so, yeah,
there
Oasis
we go.
are my guys, man.
Wow, I wouldn't have known until you said the first one.
Yeah, of course, that's the song everyone knows.
Yeah,
and it's my favorite song ever.
Okay, and Oasis is your favorite band. Yeah,
so,
are you going?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going. And I'm so excited. I'm just ashamed I have to wait like almost a year.
They had some like cool thing done where, I mean, anyone who goes to like live shows like understands what the bullshit deal Ticketmaster is.
Yeah.
You know,
oh,
and
God.
just like bots buying things, and like apparently they had like discovered a bunch of like resells were happening of
I
their
think I heard
tickets,
about this
and they like
happening, yeah.
refunded all those
Yeah.
tickets and like kind of changed the rules for their show, so like your name or whatever has to be on like the ticket or something
They
for you
gotta-
to get into the show.
They gotta have a better like
And I
security
thought that
system. To, like,
Yeah,
push
things
out
are getting
these
out
bots.
of.
Get them outta
Obviously,
here.
they'd be the band to be like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and they just kind of put their foot down like that. It makes sense, but like people need to kind of follow in their steps because like shit's getting out of control. How much did you pay for those tickets?
So my dad actually knew a friend who works for Ticketmaster, so we got like some pretty decent seats, like close up, I'd say, not that close, but you know what I mean, like close, not up in the nosebleeds. I think it was $470.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
per
I know
ticket.
it's pretty. Yeah, per ticket. It's
I've
pretty,
never paid that much, man.
I've never paid that much
That's
for like
crazy.
anything, but like for
Your
this
favorite
one
band.
time, I'm gonna have to.
It's
It'll
gotta.
probably never happen again.
I know, right?
And yeah,
Don't miss the opportunity,
I
dude.
can't miss it.
I remember
Yeah,
fucking like my favorite hip hop group, Jedi Mind Tricks. They probably the last time they ever toured. I don't think they're touring ever again.
Oh wow.
They're still putting out music, but like one of the dudes just like, yeah, like the touring thing isn't for me anymore. Like I still like making music, but like whatever.
Yeah,
so
too much on the road.
they literally came, and it was a weekend where like my relationship before this one, we were supposed to all like go camping with her family.
Okay.
And like we were leaving Saturday morning. The concert was at. I'm so bitter about this, dude.
Oh, no.
The concert was fucking Friday night, and I was like, man, I could go to the concert and we could still get up at 6:00 in the morning. Like it'll be fine. You know?
It was nearby.
It was just in Toronto.
Oh,
the concert was just in
shit.
Toronto, and we were going camping. I don't know, like fucking Elora Gorge or some shit. You know,
Okay.
the opposite direction. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, dude. Like it's not the same day. They're not they're not happening at the same time. Like like the worst case, I would just be a little tired.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I mean,
And so like we got in this big fight, and then I never ended up going to the show because I was like,
damn.
oh, I'll go next time. And then he
next time never
shortly after
happened.
that, he was like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm not gonna be
no.
touring anymore.
oh shit.
And
Yeah,
so.
Damn, yeah, I can't make that mistake with these. With
No,
this band,
don't
bro.
do it,
I
man.
can't.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm keeping that day off. I don't care what happens.
That's dope, though. I like that, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so my number one. This is a cop out too. This is like a Ninja Turtles cop out.
All right.
But the new Linkin Park album, dude. I've been fucking. There's not a lot I listen to outside of that since that's come out.
Oh, when did that come out?
A week or two ago.
Oh,
the 15th.
wow.
The 15th.
Wow,
so
that's
yeah,
really
2 weeks
recent.
ago. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so that whole album is ridiculous. There's this song called "Let Me Cook." So
Let me cook.
yeah, and like my 9 to 5, I'm a chef. Like I went to school
sweet.
for that shit. And there's like it's weird because this song is like it's like techno-y, like dubstep ish. Like it's
Alright.
like it's this weird kind of, but they're rappers. So like they're rapping over it. It's the two guys, Connor Price and Nick D.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just it bangs in the fucking car
nice.
too, dude. And I'm not like super
the
into
bass?
like techno or house or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like a little bit here and there.
What's it called?
This song, "Let Me Cook."
Let me cook.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's ridiculous.
I'll have to. I'm ready.
And like it's fun. All this shit has to do with like kitchen shit.
Okay.
yeah.
Suits you.
So that's dope.
Oh, sweet.
Doughboy by who is it by? Joey Valance and Bray. So like I like discovered Nick D and Connor Price, that last song,
Okay.
and this song, just like I don't know, during I was anti Spotify for a long time,
Yeah.
and then my lady added me to her account because it's like just in like an extra $1 a month.
Yeah, it's cheap.
And so I've been listening to Spotify a lot this year. Like I started
Nice.
this year, like 6 months ago.
Nice.
And like something I like about it is that they have like playlists where like shit will just pop up. There's like, oh, you like this?
Yeah,
Check
it's
out
gonna
this shit.
it's gonna
And
bring you
so-
to what you like.
And so the last 2 songs I just kind of like discovered through that, and I like it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Ashes by Ill Scarlet. They're
Okay.
like a band they're from Streetsville. They're from Mississauga.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, so
they
a
did a
local
song
thing.
with
Nice.
Sky Sweetnam, who's in another band. I have a band from Hamilton. So it's just like a bunch of local people.
Nice.
And then Making Me Sick by Tara Reid. Just another song that kind of popped up on a playlist one day, and then like I've been listening
check
to a
it
lot
out.
of this guy. But that's probably like, that's on heavy
Are
rotation
these all
right
these
now.
are all more recent stuff?
This is all recent stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like, I mean, that I've discovered probably in the last, like, month.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't stuck in my Oasis bubble.
Oh, it's all good,
I gotta
man.
try and...
it's all good.
I gotta open it up a bit more.
No, man, I have times where I put on just, like, older albums and shit like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel like I've neglected stuff that I've listened to, but I've been on a kick of really, like, trying to venture out and listen to some new stuff. Yeah, that's
great. Yeah, I gotta try and do that more.
What do you listen to your music on?
I do Apple Music.
Okay.
But yeah, my dad and my sister, I think, have Spotify, and I gotta look into that, because I'm paying like $6.99 a month for, like, It's good. I think Apple Music is pretty good, but for price, it's kind of eh.
You do Apple TV as well?
No. I just got the Apple Music, that's it. But yeah, I'll probably look into Spotify if I could get the group deal or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Let's end with one of these.
That's sweet.
You can grab one too if you'd like. I don't know if I like this one.
Oh wow. Okay.
I can do this.
Okay, so you're gonna ask? Are you asking me both of them?
Yeah, I'll ask you both.
Sweet.
You can ask. Okay, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I feel like I know the answer to both of these questions. What is the future of privacy? Will people value privacy 100 years from now?
Huh. Wow, that's very deep. I guess probably. I don't know what's gonna change about, like, you wanting to keep your shit, like, to yourself. Like, I don't know what privacy it's talking about, like washrooms or stuff like that, or like your own information, stuff like that. But I don't know why it would be devalued.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only there's only more, like, stuff coming out in the world, like AI and shit like that. So, like, why would you not want to keep yourself like private unless you want your stuff out there for some reason? But everyone's different, so I'm actually not very sure.
I think, like, I'm just, what I'm gathering, what you're saying is, like, there's, like, if you want to be private, you can be private.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
even
it's
then,
not like there is that option. It always exists.
It could, yeah.
And I imagine, I hope it always does exist.
I hope so too, jeez.
But, like, I feel like a lot of people don't value it already now. Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No, I know the movie though. I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the full thing. So
there's, like, one episode where, like, everyone gets rated on everything. So, like, every interaction you have, like, in your glasses, like, we'd talk. And then
what the hell?
If we'd, like, walk away from each other, it'd be like, how was your interaction? Rate your interaction. And everyone has, like, this social status, like, out of, like, 5.
Like stars,
you know? And,
wow.
like, all of a sudden you're not able to, like, take certain planes or, like, ride certain
based
things.
on your
basically, like, certain Ubers won't pick you up because your rating's too low, like shit like that, you know? And
that's crazy.
And I feel like we're kind of on that path, and with all those things, I feel like a lot of people just kind of, like, and I'm guilty of it too, so like, this is maybe a little hypocritical, but, like, a lot of people just, like, yeah, I accept the terms. Ain't nobody reading shit.
Nobody's reading that.
And
yeah, you're right.
Like, so it's like, I think there needs to be something big that happens for people to kind of want their privacy back, because the government almost, like,
they should have everything.
Takes things away, like, under the disguise of, like, it being better for people, when when if you actually think about it, like, it's like never better for people.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But yeah,
I see what you mean.
All right, what you got?
What gives you joy?
Oh man, right now, like, my daughter is, like, my biggest source of joy.
Nice.
I had a really good show last night that gave me joy. I don't know, like, succeeding at things, doing a good job, of whatever the fuck I'm doing.
All the little things, right?
But I don't know, the most joy, I mean, it truly is, like, my daughter. Like, even the things that I, like, loved before, like, I love them just a little less. It's like, you only have a finite amount of love, I think, to give, you know? And,
I know
like,
what you mean.
Because I have so much love for her, it's like, it's not that, like, I don't like the things that I like still,
just a little less.
But for some reason it does feel like less, because I have so much love for her now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's great. Wow.
What about you, dude?
Me?
Do you get, like, performance high after a show?
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. That does bring me joy. It doesn't come all the time though.
No.
So when there is a match, when there's, like, a bunch of people and, like I win or something, or maybe, like, I hit a cool move and I start, like, shaking my arms and like going crazy, and like I see all the kids like jumping up and down. I'm like, this is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like I was Batman for a show in October, and the entrance was lights go off because there were spotlights. It was outdoor in Toronto, and Joker's in the ring. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? And everybody's like, holy shit, it's gonna be Batman! And I crawl up onto the top, and there's like a big flashlight. Some dude on the other side, I think I don't know who it was, and they shined the light on me, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I'm just standing here like this on the top rope. Joker's like, oh, don't you dare do it. And everyone's going nuts. It was 4 seconds, I think, of that feeling.
That's sick.
And I'll never get that back.
Who was Joker?
Abu.
I thought so. I think I saw the photos.
It was good. Yeah, it was so good. So stuff like that, when I have those moments, and they last so shortly. But, like, as long as I keep wrestling, I'll keep striving for, like, those moments.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You got one more? Or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay,
all right.
I got one more too.
Are people too easily offended? Are you easily offended?
Am I easily offended? Actually, I wouldn't say I am too much, because this comes from a lot of like lessons I've learned throughout like martial arts and things like that, where other people have more to lose than you do. Like if you get offended at something, and let's say it sparks an argument, like why do I have to do that? Or like maybe it sparks like aggression, or maybe a fight. Like if they seem defensive on something and it's offending me, I honestly, like I know I should stick up for myself, but I think it's better for me to just like let it go. And like in the car, I'll be like, okay, that wasn't right. But like for me, I try and keep things like a lot more calm, and I try not to seem too offended when something does offend me, because I really don't want to spark any sort of heat or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how I deal with that kind of thing.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. Respectable.
Yeah.
I'm not easily offended. I think both my questions were like two-parters for some reason, but I would say it's weird, man, because like as a comedian, like I see, like I ride the line, you know. Sometimes I cross the line. Just to, you know, you have to cross the line to really figure out where the line is. You know, sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And like sometimes the funniest thing is to cross the line, and if as a comedian my job is to like say the funniest thing in that moment,
might offend
you
some
know,
people,
and so with that being like, you know, a thing I do, I see people that can take it on the fucking chin all the time, and then I see people that get
crazy about it,
hysterical about something that is unnecessarily like it just didn't need it, you know, like
I see.
I had like a year and a half ago, I had like some people try to like cancel my show, and I mean,
really,
over like when I think about it, they kind of did basically cancel my show at the thing. Like what happened was it was just after like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp shit.
Okay, yeah, recently.
And I had a bit, and it was like a bigger bit, but there was like one part in particular that like two older females like left one of my shows one time. Okay. And so the bit was just like there's a lot to it, but essentially it was just like I can tell just by looking at Amber Heard's face that her pussy stinks. That was the part they got mad about.
Damn.
Right? And so they left, and like I went out into whatever the bar, and one of the security guards like, yo, 2 chicks just left your fucking show, and they were pissed.
Wow.
And I was like, are they still here? You know, like I'll apologize to them. I tried to like make it better, but they had already left.
Damn.
And then they like sent an email to like the owner of the fucking club, and they were just like, hate speech, all caps, in like the heading for the email.
Subject.
And it's God. It's like, yo, this is not hate speech. I hear so many small dick jokes, and like I've heard so many smelly vagina, like you know, like it's really, and it's topical. It's what's going on now. Like people are saying worse things about her in newspapers. You know, like
I know it's,
and so like there's also those people, but I don't know if like everyone always wants to act like, oh, like we're so worse off because like there's this small minority of like whatever people that are just trying to censor everything, and like I think there's always been that, and I think there will always be those people. Yeah. You know, I think it's about how others let it affect their life. That really what matters. So I don't know. Too easily offended, some people, not everyone.
Yeah, no, not everyone. Yeah. Okay, I got the last question here.
Yes, sir.
This is a deep one. What is a soul?
Whoa. Fuck, man.
That is crazy.
What is a soul?
I really don't.
Well, are you religious? I think a lot of it comes down to religion a lot of the time. But
yeah, I'm Catholic, but not like
I was
heavily.
I was raised Catholic as well.
Yeah.
But I don't really I don't go to church. I haven't been to church in a long time. I don't practice or anything like that. But if I'm ever on my deathbed, I just have to repent and then I'm good. You know, I know the rules. Which is weird because my daughter's not baptized, so if there is a real heaven, dude, my daughter's not gonna be there with me. It's weird. It's a weird thing to think of. It is. But I don't know. I think just a soul is we're in a meat machine. Our soul is how we process information and how we love one another and all the things that we do within this I guess meat machine is what I'm going with. Our bodies are just meat machines.
That's kind of what I had.
I don't know. It's such a weird... I've never really thought of what a soul is before.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I fully believe in a soul, but I've done... Yeah. I've had some experiences long time ago, some out-of-body experiences doing some psychedelics and things like that I feel it's almost an impossibility for there not to be a soul.
To be, yeah.
But what is it?
Who knows?
I don't know. Just your consciousness. Yeah. Even people like Elon Musk talking about transferring consciousness into computers with and being chips. Able to continue on after you die. Jeez. And it's I don't know if that's your soul though. I think that's just it's they're taking your soul and just chopping it into a bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah,
when you
binary.
can't really do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard.
It's probably just information that you have.
Yeah.
Throughout your life.
It's okay, this machine knows how you would react if fucking the Buffalo Bills won the Super Bowl. You know, shit like that. But it's not you. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I kind of had the same thing where we're just a meat machine, like you said, and the spiritual aspect of it is the soul that makes everything makes you who you are. For me, the heavy thing that I think it is personalities. Everybody is 99.9, probably even 100% different, and there's no one that's ever gonna be identical to you. How you talk, how you do things, how you pick something up, how you walk, how you drive, how literally everything, anything you do ever is because of I guess your soul, and I just don't know how all of them are just so different. Everybody's just so different. Like you said, I don't know if I fully believe in them at all, or it's just stuff your brain sees when you're growing up as a baby, and stuff from genetics, from your ancestors and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's people's personalities, and you'll never meet really the same kind of person ever, because everyone's different. But yeah, it's pretty much.
What is a soul? What a way to wrap her up, dude.
I've really never been asked that or ever thought about that.
All right, well, I don't know if you want to let these people know where to get at you, or a match that people should check out if they're not familiar with what you do.
Yeah, so I am wrestling, I think, next Saturday. Yeah, Barrie Wrestling. So check that out. It's up in Barrie. I'm in a holiday scramble match. I don't know what that's going to be about. There's going to be a lot of crazy things going on in that. Otherwise, check out my socials. They're all at Matty Z, Mattyz. I got YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So yeah, you see all my stuff on there if you want to check that out.
You post matches on your YouTube? Full matches?
Yeah, sometimes I'll do... I haven't in a while. I'll do, usually the clip and stuff for, the highlights that have happened. Because, it takes forever to load. Just 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
it's insane, dude.
But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Guys, like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 30%. I want to thank Matty for being here again. Go follow him on his shit. And thank you guys for sticking around. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace the fuck out.